So many of you know this, but I'm a musician. I play drums. I consider myself to be pretty good at drums. And whenever somebody says, "Oh, well, if you think you're so much better than Lars, as a drummer, I think my skill level is above Lars. But I think that in order to have a skill level as a drummer above Lars, you just have to breathe and sit down at the stool. Basically, it's not a very high bar. So I'm not filling myself with a lot of ego when I say that. It's really not a secret that Lars is a terrible drummer. I'm not breaking any news. There's some stalwarts out there who believe that Lars, who actually convinced themselves that in the year 2023, after decades of sucking, that he's back. His double bass is, oh my God, John, I heard on a video. Yeah, listen to this. It's on their official YouTube page. And I'm like, it's on their official YouTube page. Multi-million selling band with gobs of recording equipment and cameras and post-production. Wouldn't ever doctor their live material for public consumption, would they? Would they? I mean, yeah, we've all heard the auto-tune, especially on the S&M DVD. It's just terrible. The auto-tune on James's vocals is just so obvious, and they auto-tune all of this live stuff. But we're not talking about James here. Actually, we kind of are. There is one bit of this where I will talk about James. But before I do this, yeah, I know, I'm not breaking any news, Musicians have off days. Lars has been having off days for his entire career. And, there could be little things that, I'm mishearing as screw-ups. Like, it could be the acoustics of the venue. It could be some miking issues. It could be something to do with, it could be a billion things. But it's pretty damning what I'm about to show you here. And if you are one of those stalwarts who truly believes in your heart of hearts that Lars Ulrich is a competent musician, a competent drummer, maybe this will get you thinking a little bit. Or not. Or not. I don't know. My guess is if you've been a stalwart simp for Lars for this long and his skill as a musician, and that's what this comes down to. His skill as a musician and my physical hatred of when bands or musicians purport themselves to have skills that they absolutely do not have. And that can either be explicitly, it could be like loud and in your face, or it can be subtle like this. This is from Blackened from Paris, France, just 11 days ago, May 17th, 2023. And this is the double bass part that everybody loves right after the first chorus. Wow, note perfect. Holy shit. Machine Gun Lars is back at it. He's back. He's taking lessons, guys. He's This is from the crowd. No post-production. No nothing. Just raw. His legs kind of go limp towards the end there. You hear that? You hear how on this recording it goes all the way through? I'm not going to rewind and go back a bunch of times. I don't have that kind of skill. I will just rewind and you'll hear. It goes all the way through on this official recording up until James starts singing. On this, actually I will replay this because it's just... It stops. It stops right there, but on the recording, it goes all the way through. So I said it's subtle. It's not even really subtle. But then again, who else but me is going to go out and search crowd recordings against their official releases and do all of this stuff? Who else is I don't know. Maybe there are some people out there. And I don't say that to brag either. This is one of my spectrum quirks, I suppose. It's not even an isolated incident. I found another one. This is Blackened from Buffalo, New York last year. And this one is not just Lars. This one is Lars and James. You'll see, or you'll hear. Here is the pristine original recording. It's almost like even in post, they didn't even try. Like, he sounded bad, and they couldn't even use their magic to make it good, because if you listen again, it sounds to me like they turned the volume on one of his kick drums down, and all you hear is just one bass drum doing a, like a basic beat, like a basic 4/4. Doonch, 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 doonch. Because at the beginning, it sounds like there are two kicks, and then one of them just fucking disappears, but you can still faintly hear it. Yeah, so they kept one of them. And also, James is right on point. His guitar is... Oh, wait, what? Oh, you have a crowd recording? Two goof ups that they went back and fixed for their recording channel. Used to be Metallica TV, now it's just Metallica. James does something. I'm not a guitarist, and James is such a good rhythm guitarist that I rarely give him any flack. His vocals are another story, but when you drink as long as he did and you smoke as many cigars as he does, you're not going to keep your vocals. His voice was fried in '92, folks, but we'll just go through that again. It's like he doubles up on a note. And of course, in this version, it's... They fix it. It's completely fixed, and he's off camera, so you can't tell. And with these fixings they do with the double bass, they conveniently cut the camera away, or they use an angle that's just above his legs so you can't see. And sometimes on some of these recordings, the camera gets behind him, and you can see like how lightly he hits the bass drums these days, how lightly the beater hits the drum, but you hear this big boom. Well, because everything's fucking triggered. His toms are triggered, his snares triggered, his bass drums are triggered, everything is triggered. I guess some people would say that I am triggered because I'm talking this much about Lars Ulrich, but no, it's a fascination, okay? I swear, it's just a fascination. But you can see sometimes on camera, when the camera swings around back, when he's doing these double bass patterns, and like, it looks like a beater's not hitting, but you hear a... Beater's not hitting, but you hear a... So little things like that. It's fascinating, but it's also quite sad to me, because I don't know. There's just a part of me that really, really hates it when musicians put themselves out there, or put a piece of their work out there as live and raw, and it's nothing. It's absolutely everything but, and the auto tune. James. I saw Metallica live back in 2018. That was the last time I saw them in Helsinki. And the acoustics of Hartwall Arena were just bad. Like, I couldn't hear very well. And it probably worked to their advantage, because they play everything really fucking loud. And Lars is beating the crap out of that 18-inch China cymbal. So sometimes it's really... It washes out the lower frequencies. And I think that's kind of, or it makes it a little bit more confusing to the ear, and I think that's what they want. Play it really fucking loud and drown out some of the other things, and no one's gonna be any the wiser. You can find plenty of other examples of this. Do your own sleuthing. Go look up Battery. Go look up what are some of the other ones that they... Well, I'm pretty sure that they fix and doctor virtually every single thing that they have put out since 1999. Yeah. It's been interesting to go through some of these and see, and then all the times that Lars will just straight up not play. It's interesting to me that people think that his double bass, and like he's getting so much better, and that his double bass is pristine. But there are times I've listened to Hardwired where he doesn't even touch the second pedal ever, not one single time. And there are a couple of pretty good, quick double bass passages in that song, and he completely neglects them live. And it's really sad. It's sad, and it's frustrating to see people on the internet. There are so many really great musicians out there who work their asses off to put the best of themselves out there. But people like Lars Ulrich get all the credit, and they get all the adulation and all of the... And, credit where it's due. No, I still would be a drummer if not for Lars. I'm not going to be one of those people. I absolutely would be a drummer if not for Lars. But Metallica was the band that I was sitting on the edge of my bed and air drumming to before I ever had my own kit. So there's that. And I admired some of the studio stuff that you hear, but even the studio stuff, if you can't play the shit that you play in the studio live, it tells me either you didn't play it or it took you about 150 takes, which we know from some of, I think the person who mixed And Justice said that Lars had hundreds and hundreds of takes for every song. That you went and did that, you know? Like, this is definitely not a band that does everything live in one take, and that's fine. Sometimes I don't do all my videos live in one take, but yeah, maybe you found this interesting, and maybe you found this annoying and grating and angering and infuriating, and maybe you just found it sad. I don't know. Either way, it's just something I'm doing, and either way, you just have to live with it. Have a good day, folks.